VGK pulls out an overtime win in Tampa Bay to even their record on this road swing at 1-1 as goalie Aiden Hill is sent back to Las Vegas.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. You can find us on Twitter at LockedOnVGK, at Tony Dasco, at TD Chris G on Twitter, and also make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Golden Knights won in Tampa last night, Chris, in overtime. It was a 4-3 final. Alec Martinez scoring the game winner, and VGK now earns 2 big points in a day, I should say, in which Aiden Hill was sent back to Las Vegas and Jiri Patera was shipped east all the way from Coachella Valley. Let's talk about the game last night. It was one that was marred with 122 penalty minutes. That was my kind of hockey game, by the way.
Yeah, that was fun, right? The emotional, I mentioned this how many times, guys, the bench clearing brawl baseball analogy that brings the team together late in the season, and that was kind of that moment. Looked like Maroon almost speared Kolasar to kind of get that whole thing started. And, when it was done, Kolasar had a bloody lip, and it wasn't from the extra stuff. It was from that one shot right there. So I'm curious if the league is going to see that or take a look at that. But man, I mean, White Cloud's out there throwing haymakers. Howden's in there. Corey Perry is just punching anything. I mean, you hate Corey Perry unless he's wearing your team's jersey and he's out there hitting everything. And, it was like Jack Eichel was throwing his body out there. Tanner Jeannot, who was just traded from Nashville to Tampa, was messing with Eichel. I didn't like the hit where Eichel is just kind of skating one direction, watching the puck. Like, it's not like he's skating with his head down. He's watching the puck that is, 20 feet from him, trying to decide where to go. And Jeannot, to quote the Tampa Bay TV feed, accidentally on purposely bumps Eichel. That's the type of stuff that takes just players out for long periods of time. And you don't want to see either team do it. I don't like when the VGKs do that. I don't like when that happens to our players. Those types of hits, those are just more dangerous than an open ice, thump like someone like Braden McNabb's going to lay on you. So fun game, got the job done. 2 points is 2 points, and got another big game coming up.
Corey Perry, he almost submitted Nick Hague. I think he almost had the choke on him. I was surprised. Hague's got to be a better fighter, but 2 players that should never be in fights, never ever, are Jack Eichel and
William Karlsson.
So Tanner Jeannot and Eichel just skate away. He kept yapping after that at the end of the second period, right? And I was watching this I was over at Mandalay Bay and watching it with one of my friends. And, that's one of the things that you should never do. We were talking about Tanner Jeannot yesterday when he had that big KO last week. And he also threw down Braden McNabb like a sack of potatoes. Let's face it, okay? You don't want to mess with this guy. And it also showed me that VGK really doesn't have very many fighters. The guy that was surprising in that big melee was Chandler Stevenson, who I forget who he was. He was pushing somebody's head into the ice, just pushing him down. That was kind of funny. And then Karlsson gets in the middle of that little fight there towards the end of the second period, basically saved by the bell because Stamkos was tripped by Pietrangelo, and then Stamkos is going after him. And did you see Mild Bill holding on for dear life? He really was. It was pretty crazy. But those 2 guys, seriously, though, should never be fighting. There were some crazy goals in this game. Vasilevsky is not the goalie that he once was.
I mean, what's Vasilevsky going to do, right? You see that first goal. There's nothing. I mean, no one's stopping. You got Keegan Kolasar, whose stick bumps the pass from Teddy Bluger, but no one's stopping that. And then when you saw the power play goal, 2 games in a row with a power play goal, guys, when you saw the power play goal, Chandler Stevenson on the tip, like at first, the first replay, you're like, oh, okay, that's like a seeing eye shot. Then you see the tip. I mean, no one's stopping that. And then, yeah, the William Karlsson accidental, now listen, Tony, this was a plan here. Hold on, before you jump on poor William Karlsson here.
I'm not
Nikita Kucherov. No, he was
Okay.
imitating Nikita Kucherov. That's what he was doing. Nikita Kucherov has scored goals where he comes in on the breakaway and he acts like he's going to move the puck and deke, but he never touches the puck and it rolls straight in. That was an intentional play. He's been watching tape on Nikita Kucherov.
Was Riley Smith watching, that Super Bowl replay with the hold there at the end of the game? Because did you see it was a 2-on-1? And go back and watch that. Go back and watch the replay.
Okay.
Because Riley Smith was holding, it was the 2-on-1. Whoever the defender was, he was holding him back. He stuck.
Was this right at the end? Was this in regulation or right in overtime?
The 2-on-1 that Karlsson scored.
Oh no! He wasn't holding. He did what any, and I will go back and watch.
He grabbed him with the left hand.
I didn't see the grab, but if I missed that, so be it. But you see this all the time. I will watch it, but what you see all the time is when there is a situation like that, you will see the forward take a line where is it interference, is not interference, whatever, but they skate in front of the player like they're going to the net to slow him down. And I didn't see that part. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but along the refs, I put a tweet out there last night, and I like all the VGK Facebook pages and social groups were flipping out about the refs last night. I don't understand why, starting with what you just said, Tony, first of all. And Jack Eichel at the end of the game, I still can't tell if the Tampa Bay player lost their footing or if Eichel's stick was there. I watched it closely a little bit as I was, getting the crap out of my eye when I woke up this morning. And even at the eye test, I'm surprised. Like if it was a trip or wasn't, I'm still surprised it wasn't called just by the way it looked. I mean, sometimes just it's time the player had to sell it.
But if you had crap in your eye, how could it pass the eye test?
Fair enough. That's a fair statement. But point being is you got a melee, everyone gets thrown out of the game, and VGK gets and VGK gets the power play, which was the right call. And you watch the game itself, they had some third period power plays. Like what did we had a high sticking double minor. You draw blood, you get a double minor. Like why were the VGK fans complaining about the refs last night? Especially with what you said, Tony, about Riley Smith.
Yeah, go back and watch that, folks, because that was a blatant hold and whatever. But it was a great game. I thought it was fun.
Wow, look at my mug.
22. Crazy cat.
I got one of my wife's mugs, and I don't care. No shame.
You went deep, man. Okay, you need to put some more cups there in the washer. So last night, bro, on the road, we saw where again. Aiden Hill is gone. He's back in Las Vegas. He wanted to come back to watch some college hoops, I think. In any event, on this road trip, does VGK have another goalie that they will ship back east? Well, they ship someone back east.
What do you mean? What do you mean ship back east? Like, what are you getting at?
Logan Thompson. Is Logan Thompson?
Okay, fair enough. No, you're asking if one of our players are getting healthy then. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were like, do we have someone else besides Patira to bring up?
All the way from Coachella Valley. The festival hasn't started yet. Send them back east, right?
Okay, I fixed the glass. Can you see that?
Crazy cat. You are a crazy
cat. No. Crazy cat dude.
Crazy cat dude. Okay, I like that one better, but what you got to get rid of the whiskers though. Okay.
Oh, we're keeping the whiskers. Florida Panthers whiskers.
So what are they going to do for the goalie carousel? What happens next?
You wonder and that's the thing. Like you wonder. So at face value, oh my God, Aiden Hill is gone, and I'm surprised we're in this spot in 2023 where Aiden Hill is gone. The season's over. Freak out, everybody. All right. So you wonder if another goalie is close right now. All we know is Brossoit is IR. We know nothing else, day to day to IR to who knows what that means. Reading between the lines, Logan Thompson. He's not going to miss the entire regular season, folks. Again, I'm saying that with the level of sarcasm because all we can do is take what Cassidy's comments have been over and over. I think McCrimmon even once made the same mention in the quick deal as far as his press conference. So maybe this is a stopgap right now. Patera, go down there just in case we have to pull Quick out of a game. Something happens in warmups, whatever it may be. Patera is going to be there just to, plug the hole if he has to come in and play. The hope is maybe we hear Logan Thompson start skating at City National on his own while the team is on the road trip. And generally speaking, at least for the regular skaters, non-goaltenders, once they start skating, they're usually 4, 5, 6 days away from getting out there. So that's the hope right now. But in the meantime, Jonathan Quick, and I'm glad you brought that up. So listening to Ashley Weiss yesterday at the end of the game, interviewing Jonathan Quick, it almost felt like she went down a path it got a little, asking Jonathan Quick, well, if you have to hold down the fort.
Whoa. It wasn't in the VGK script is what you're saying.
I'm saying it's a question that I was kind of surprised that they're alluding to a possible long-term, while all the, it just, when I listened to it, I'm like, and I had to go back, and it didn't sound like she fumbled. Again, Ashley's awesome. I've had so many wonderful interactions. I'm not at all saying anything negative towards Ashley when I say this,
but we know how contrived the coverage is sometimes and slanted towards VGK.
Well, when your paycheck comes from the Vegas Golden Knights, that's how it's going to be, and that's not a knock at all.
There's certain lines that you can't cross there. So what did she say? I missed it.
So the question was, are you ready to possibly hold down the net, short term or something like that? And it just felt like a question like, okay, obviously she's going to know more than, a lot of people are about what happens. And there's things she can and can't say. And again, that's what her job is, being a VGK employee. But it led me to believe that we're going to see Quick for a little while here, guys, because there's nothing else. I mean, there's Quick, there's Patera, and then, next up is Jordan Papierny right now. And nothing against Paps. We love the guy, but,
Seville.
ECHL Seville. Yeah, exactly. Well, Paps is the one that was called up, but yeah.
Right.
So we'll see exactly how that whole thing shake out. Let's do just a quick gander at the schedule here and see if there's any path where
back.
That's what I want. That's exactly what I'm looking at right now.
It's coming up this weekend. Remember?
Carolina, St. Louis.
St. Louis, yes.
Honestly, it's going to be. It's probably quick. It's probably going to be quick. I mean,
oof.
So how many? Go ahead, Tony. If you got something, I'm curious how many games he started this season.
Yeah, just keep betting the over.
That over shouldn't have hit last night, but I'll take it. It's
okay, though. But it was a fun game. That was one of the best fun games that I've seen in a while. And again, Chandler Stevenson, I think it was Pat Maroon. There's actually him and another player. And you just see Chandler Stevenson unexpectedly just smashing his head into the ice.
It's awesome.
It was good. It was good old-fashioned hockey.
Jonathan Quick's only had looks like 30 starts this entire season right now. So, that's another thing for the VGK. Like, there's people that are still, and I might be jumping my WTF here a little bit, but there's people that are just all over Jonathan Quick. Like, why Jonathan Quick? Why Jonathan Quick? Well, Jake Allen was one of the other ones VGK was talking about. He's got a 3-week injury right now. Not sure how long, if that is something that was new or would have happened. But point being is Jake Allen is out one of the other targets, and all the other targets were really high priced, and you didn't know, what type of return you're going to get. Jonathan Quick, he's got something in the tank this season as far as not having a lot of breakdown. Now, the way this game started, I put a tweet out there somewhere during the second. Quick was on pace to face roughly between 35 and 40 shots when the dust settled. And I think VGK, Tampa got 37 shots on goal that game. A few of those you can add for overtime and just the end of the game craziness, but VGK actually did plug that hole for a little while there when Tampa had 20 shots within the first 30 minutes of the game. I would say of the 37 Tampa shots, I'd probably guess 7 of those came with the goal he pulled and the overtime. I'm guessing. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but point being is if you hold Tampa to 10 or so shots through, another 25 minutes of play, you're doing something right on the defensive side of the ice.
Coming up next, we'll talk about VGK's weekend back-to-back when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. It is that time of the year once again, NBA season coming down to the wire, and the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Also, with all the college action going on and March Madness and your brackets happening, you need to check out FanDuel because new customers get a no-sweat first bet. It's up to $1,000. That's bonus bets back if your bet does not win. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, I should say. It's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Then you can bet on every single thing from the money line to the point scores to the three-pointers drained. And you can go to the spread, the money line, the totals. They have all sorts of great props. Plus, FanDuel even lets you combine all of your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with a same game parlay. So don't miss your chance to get the no sweat first bet. It's up to $1,000 in bonus bets when you go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon to learn a lot more. Make every moment with FanDuel an official sportsbook partner of the National Basketball Association. Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick. We come to you from Las Vegas each and every day, Monday through Friday. We appreciate you making us your first listen, and we appreciate those who stay all the way to the very, very end to hear all the gaffes. Okay, that's when we make our most mistakes.
It's our money shot. It's our money shot. It's our money shot.
And that's when we start to sway the most. And yeah, it is our money shot. And again, our YouTube crazy cat man.
Dude.
The whiskers, dude. It's throwing me off. It's kind of creepy. Okay, so check out the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. All of that. Saturday at Carolina, Sunday at St. Louis. Wow, this is going to be a couple of tough games, and we will see again if VGK can play well in a back-to-back. The goalie carousel we just spoke about. I'm not really sure if Jonathan Quick can withstand three games over 4 days, basically, right? And that's going to be a pretty tough deal. Carolina comes off of that 3-2 loss here against VGK. So the rematch, I know that Bruce Cassidy had mentioned that this was a really good, tight checking game for the VGK at times, and they prevailed in that one. Golden Knights, I mean, again, I think the magic number on this trip is 4 more points, and then I think that they will be definitely implanted into the playoffs. But Edmonton won again. Like it seems like everyone in the division is keeping up.
Yeah, but the gap for where Calgary is dropping big time for the playoff qualifier at least.
Yeah, but Calgary and Winnipeg has a very tough schedule down the stretch, and they're starting to fade a little bit, on the tail end of things. But Kraken lost last night, which was a pretty big
I watched the end of that game. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, ended in close to a big melee there, right, too. But in any event, so I think, if they get the 4 more points, I think they're in a good position, headed back to Las Vegas.
So as far as this road trip went, I wanted to see 6 points with one of those victories coming against Tampa and or Carolina. That box has been checked. The Florida game, rough start and really not a lot different than the Tampa game, except VGK found a way to, pot some pucks, obviously. And that early goal was certainly a huge help. But, long periods of time where VGK didn't have a lot of offensive output is the point I was making when I compared the 2 games. I loved Connor McDavid's quote early in the season. We owe him a game. We owe him a game. When I think they played Minnesota did not beat him. So McDavid was saying, okay, we owe him a game, which is a very polite way of saying we're going to kick your blankety blank when we see you next time. So VGK beats Carolina 3-2. Great game last Wednesday night at T-Mobile Arena. Since then, Carolina wins 6-1 in Arizona. They win 6-0, 6-0 in Tampa. They win 4-3 against Montreal. They win 1-0 against Philly. So we've kind of, Carolina was in a rough spot for a while there, even when they faced VGK. And I think we've kind of awoken the beast, right? A little bit. And Carolina is a beast that could represent the East when the dust settles, obviously, when the Stanley Cup playoffs arrive. So now Carolina owes the VGK a game, and you bet your butt Saturday night they're gonna try and find a way to pay back what the VGK did to them. And same deal, VGK is coming in riding a little bit of a high streak. I want to see what the fallout is, right? You have all these fights and these things that happen in a physical game. Let's hope. I'm assuming the team's not practicing today because, well, they didn't even practice yesterday either because apparently it's that time of year. But I'm curious if there's anything like if Pavel Dorofeev somehow draws into the lineup because any of the top 12 forwards, or if somehow Ben Hutton draws in because someone needs a day here. Honestly, and I hope this isn't the case, but I could see a path where VGK does some weird lineup things against Carolina and says, listen, we're not gonna sacrifice the game, but we're gonna make sure we get the win. Oh wow, it's Carolina. No, I'm sorry, I look at the wrong schedule here. Make sure they find a way to beat the Blues on Sunday, and if they can get lucky against Carolina, get a point, cool. And like I said, I just hope there's no injuries and no surprises. But I mean, Aiden Hill was a surprise injury, right? We didn't know about that, and all of a sudden, boom, he's I didn't even hear the story. He was back on his way to Vegas already, so that's it's unfortunate.
Antti Ranta for Carolina got injured, so he is out. I thought that they would
Freddie
face him.
Anderson.
Yeah, well, either him or Piotr Kochekol was
Kachetov, yeah, Kachetov, yeah.
Chetov, Kochekol, whatever. Yeah, I just butchered his name, Kochekov. So he came up and then had the shutout against against the Flyers, whatever, Kochekov. And Svechnikov had the goal, the game-winning goal.
Kachetov had the goal. Svechnikov had the goal. Kachetov.
I said Svechnikov had the goal. Okay, so in any event, enough of our Russian studies course here.
Kachetov did score a goal. Kachetov did score a goal last week. He got a goalie goal. So there you go. See, told you.
All right. Yeah, let's move on here. We were talking about Pulivari last week, right?
Yep.
He can't get his visa. He can't get his visa, so he's on the IR. I mean, before you make a trade,
now that's a trick that VGK hasn't enabled yet. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a really good way to.
Oh, McCrimmon! I know you listen, McCrimmon. So put that one in the Rolodex you got on your deck. Let's go.
St. Louis, man. What do they have left?
They play VGK well. St. Louis and VGK do have some fun games whenever they do match up.
But what do they have left after Craig Berube had blasted the veterans, and then they pretty much essentially cleaned house, and VGK was a beneficiary as well.
Yes.
Now, and Ryan O'Reilly got hurt, actually broke his hand.
That sucks.
Yeah, so he's out now, in any event, but with all those trades, I'm not quite sure what they're going to have left in the tank here.
Not much, but there's pride.
Have to get 2 points there, and you have to get 2 points against Philly.
Exactly. So I mean, listen, I'll call it success if we can find a way to sneak 1 point tomorrow in Carolina and do our job, obviously, on the second part of that back-to-back, and then don't sleep on that Philly game. I mean, Philly, unfortunately, they only allowed Carolina to score 1 goal, but same breath, they only allowed Carolina to score 1 goal. And so VGK is going to have to work hard. And remember, VGK had a weird game against Philly, T-Mobile Arena back in November, actually, when Shea Theodore got hurt by the what was most likely an incidental knee on knee that knocked Theodore out for, he was week to week, that wound up being close to 2 months. So, it's another example of what these injury designations mean. But, we're putting the sword ahead of the knight right now. Like that, sword ahead of the knight. We're putting the rattler ahead of the snake right now, guys. So let's focus on finding a way to at least get 1 point against what's going to be a tough Carolina team. Tough back-to-back against St. Louis. Hopefully the boys can get right for that game. And if they can get 7 points on this trip, Tony, that's huge. That's huge right now. It's not about just qualifying for the playoffs. It's about getting a way to win the division right now. That's the target, and it's going to be razor thin all the way to the end.
Dallas had 10 goals last night. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was Robin Lehner's and Jack Eichel's fault. 100%. I cannot believe Jack Eichel and Robin Lehner allowed the Sabres to give up 10 goals last night.
I could read the lips a little bit on the chirp last night from Eichel, though, and he was like, "Yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. Like that, you just smashed me. Yeah, that was good. That was really good."
It's all he's got, man. It's all he's got. It's all he's got.
He should just be quiet and go to the bench. You wanted none of that sauce. Coming up next, it is that time. It's that time for WTF. What the stinking Friday? Now I put an S in there. What the Friday? That comes your way next.
What the freaking Friday?
Locked On. Yeah, Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. Chris is swaying over there. Oh, my goodness. Why are you so nervous, man? He didn't sway so much last night, but he is tan. He is South Beach Bruce. He really is. It's that time again for WTF What the Friday. Go to our YouTube channel. Locked On Golden Knights for more shenanigans than you could ever imagine. And please subscribe. Okay, time for WTF. You can go first. That's fine. I don't have very much today. I've been doing hoops all this week.
I want to know, when did Adin Hill become the savior of the VGK? Like, I want to know how the VGK fan base got themselves in this spot where, oh my God, Adin Hill is going to miss some time, which might be some more time now. But oh my God, Adin Hill is going to be gone. Our season is absolutely over. When did this happen? Now, listen, I'm not knocking Adin Hill. 16-7, great goals against, great save percentage, doing a fine job. But let's pump the brakes a little bit. It's Adin Hill. He's our second string goaltender right now. Everything's going to be okay. Remember season 1? Marc-Andre Fleury goes down. Oh, no. Malcolm Subban goes down. Oh, my God. Malcolm friggin' Subban. Oscar Dance goes down. Oh, my God. Who's not even in the NHL anymore. In comes Maxim Lagacé. Who? Maxim Lagacé. Guys, listen. We have Jonathan Quick, who is equal to or greater than all three of those goalies not named Marc-Andre Fleury a second ago. Jonathan Quick can get us through until at least Logan Thompson comes back and or Brossoit, or if Adin Hill, whatever test he's having, come back favorable, maybe he'll have to climb a little hill, he'll come back in. So VGK fans just pumping these message boards, these Twitter conversations, these Facebook groups with all this drama that, oh my God, there's no Adin Hill. We are toast. We got a 2-time Stanley Cup winner in goal right now who is fresh. He's fresh. So just chill out, everybody. Just relax. What the Friday? Just relax. It's going to be okay, I promise.
I saw the tweet yesterday. WTF, does Tony ever pick VGK? Fans,
Yeah.
VGK fans should be very, very happy that I do not pick VGK, right? Think about it. Because when I pick the other team, the Golden Knights prevail. Okay? WTF there. WTF from @Theodore for life. Our lack of scoring makes me say hashtag WTF. Of course, you are defending Jonathan Quick, and I am saying bet this stinking over. WTF.
You can't argue the fact that Jonathan Quick has given up multiple third period goals in his first 2 starts. We couldn't even get into it in the first segment. I get why he drifted on the last goal. There's no team in the NHL that moves the puck better side to side, east and west, than Tampa Bay Lightning. And he was stopping those one-timers the whole game. But you have to give Nikita Kucherov all the credit in the world for knowing what Quick was going to do and finding, I think it was Braden Point right in the middle there. Phenomenal play. Nikita Kucherov, all the credit in the world. Quick, listen, he took a chance. He whiffed. So be it. I'm glad we got a goalie that's willing to stick to his guns and do that instead of trying to do the safe approach. So, all right, here we go, guys. You ready? Check this out here. Forget that it's Brent Burns, okay? So you guys know my living is opening packs of hockey cards for people, okay?
I like the 3D effect.
Yeah, it's still whatever. But point being is there's all these different insert cards that come out. And they have like a name about them, whether it's an autograph or a signature or a young gun, portraits, game used card, whatever it may be. I'm just going through some random things. So the good folks at Upper Deck Hockey, like when they get together in whatever these boardrooms are where they have these conversations, some schmuck got up and said, guys, let's name a card. Hustle, hits, never quits. That's really going to make people spend $100 a box because they're going to get a hustle, hit, and never quit parallel. This is honest to God. No. I can't even rip this. Wow. This is honest to God, the dumbest insert. And I don't care that it's a shark. This is the dumbest insert ever. Like hustle, hit, never quit. I'm actually going to save this part right here, but
what is
hustle, hit, the hustle, hit, never quit. But just the dumbest thing in the world, Upper Deck. So shame on you for this. Hustle, hit, never quit. It's just dumb. What? WTF, Upper Deck, hustle, hit. Never mind.
Okay. Do you remember when, this might be before your time, but on the back of cereal boxes way back when,
missing persons
they would on the back of cereal boxes.
Milk cartons. Sorry, my bad.
So on the back of cereal boxes, they used to have 3D cards at one point.
I do remember that.
Yeah, yep. That was pretty cool. I like.
You get them inside the boxes too.
Yeah, that was cool. But you might not remember this one. There were plastic records that you could put on. Yeah, you could put on the turntable. way back in the day on the back.
What's a record?
Good point. Okay, I'm going to give credit to one, Kelly McCrimmon. I'll give him a little bit of credit. He's going to get some props on today's show. And as again with Bruce Cassidy, because they did say that they were going to mitigate risks when they signed Jonathan Quick. They know that this goalie carousel has always been iffy. And so they signed Jonathan Quick as that insurance policy. That's what they did. And lo and behold, and you always wonder, though, no, I'm not going to go there and be negative, because I was wondering if Hill was already starting to wear down and already was injured. But WTF, good move to sign Jonathan Quick as the insurance policy. WTF.
I'm going to double down on a good WTF, right? So VGK, every trade deadline, it's a splash. They trade more and more chunks of their future. F those picks, But look at what they did this trade deadline, guys. Jonathan Quick, insurance policy. Well, that insurance policy, it's like that policy you get, and like 2 months later, you're at the doctor getting everything fixed and stuff because, it's paying off right now. They are getting a better return on what their daily investment is, so to speak, off of Jonathan Quick. You get Teddy Bluger, who there's not one NHL, one VGK Booger. Yeah. Freddie Krueger. They signed Freddie Krueger to the Golden Knights. Not one VGK fan in any circle was saying, "Ooh, we got to get Teddy Bluger. It's really going to help this team." And then Barbashev, same thing. I lightly, jokingly mentioned Barbashev. I should find the clip where I said, this is a guy that maybe they will target because he had a 60-point season. And then, he kind of fell off a little bit.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
They have mined, 3 big, reasonably priced talents. And I think Barbashev and Bluger both are going to be with this team. I don't think they're rentals. I think they're going to find a way to keep them aboard next season. And even, I don't think Jonathan Quick comes back, but we'll cross that bridge another day. But we'll cross that hill another day. But point being is, give McCrimmon, give McPhee, give the scouts, give whatever the circles are. And I think also Cassidy, give all these fellows some credit for what they've accomplished at this deadline, because they didn't go and get that Patrick Kane. They didn't get Tarasenko, whether they were going to or not, or Timo Meier for that matter. They got 3 solid pieces. This is the Pacioretty deal, guys. This is shipping Max Pacioretty for future considerations, but re-signing Nick Waugh, re-signing Nick Hague, re-signing Keegan Kolesar, having money left over to get Riley Smith back involved. So, you got to give these guys some credit. You got to give them some credit. And I'll double down on WTF as well, guys. People are still flipping out about the goaltending situation. We're still first place in the division, first place in the West.
In the West, yeah.
Stop trying to make something out of nothing. Just stop it. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the circus.
At Chuck Dickerson, at Chuck Dickerso 12. What an unbelievable finish. As spectacular as it was, I would have been content with a nice 3-1 victory in regulation. WTF.
Fair.
Couple of goals within the final 3 minutes of the game, so that's a little concerning.
Can we add that those 2 goals came against the 3-time in a row Eastern Conference champion, who back-to-back is the Stanley Cup champion?
He's not right. He's not right.
Who also, what's that?
Bassey's not right, man.
I don't know what the goals that he gave up. He wasn't tested a lot.
Okay, so the Willie one, he almost fanned. He didn't know that it went in. Okay.
No, Nikita Kucherov. That was designed. That was designed. Nikita Kucherov. Just watch those goals, Tony.
Okay, and same thing with the 5-hole again, Eichel, and then the finish by Martinez, which was nice.
The game-winning goal, that was bad. That was bad on Vasilevsky. That was definitely awful. It snuck through the arm. Whatever.
No, it was the arm. That's right. The first one was the Carlson one was the 5-hole.
Right.
That one just went through over there through the arm.
He's got to do it. He has to have a better effort on that, no doubt, 100%. But he's still a playoff Vassy until proven otherwise. And that whole team defensively has struggled, guys. We did talk about this on the show. We talked about how they've been since post All-Star break. I did mention a couple times during the game, that the defensive woes are continuing for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And John Cooper's not happy. He had to look at death on his face a couple times when the cameras went in. Oh, WTF, the Tampa Bay radio guys. I went to a good old teriyaki madness last night to have a little grub between the second and third period. And the Tampa Bay radio announcers, the homers, might be the worst. The commentator's fine. The gentleman who does the color, I think Phil something is his name. All like something happens in the game. There's a turnover. All you hear in the background, oh God, I can't believe that happened again. Like this dude is grumpier than this grumpy neighbor we used to have that was just so grumpy. There was kids playing in the neighborhood, drove by, just had a terrible look on his face. I might have sworn at him once and almost had a physical altercation with this guy, but on Super Bowl Sunday, that was bad. But point being is this guy is grumpy as grumpy can get. So WTF, the Tampa Bay radio team, for having whoever the color commentator is still employed. He's the nut low. He's as bad as it gets.
WTF, one final one. VGK players need to go to fight school over the off season because they can't fight. I was surprised. I mean, I thought
rule number one, don't talk about fight school.
No. Okay. Nick Hague, I was shocked that he almost got choked out. He almost got submitted. Like Corey Perry. I mean,
that's Corey Perry. He fights dirty, dude. He fights dirty.
He had him in the chokehold. He had him like under, he almost got it in there. Almost dug in, man. That was really tough. They need to learn how to fight. McNabb, just thrown down like a sack of potatoes.
McNabb is not a fighter. McNabb, he's got one of the best hip checks in the league. He is not a fighter.
Martinez shouldn't fight. Oh my god.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
and Martinez gets the GWG last night.
Yeah,
like that's, I mean, you look at, I think that was something with all the players that got thrown out of the game, which is why he got the OT shift. But man, I mean, this, it's fun.
122 minutes is my kind of hockey game. WTF.
When Ashley asked Jonathan Quick about all the fisticuffs and stuff, well, first of all, she starts off, hey, from your perspective, what'd you see out there? And Jonathan Quick says,
Pucks.
no, it's better. He's like, it's a hockey game. and then she asked about, when the melee happened, if he was going to go jump, and he's like, nah, the boys had it handled.
Yeah, no way. way.
Jonathan Quick is so good with the media. Like he's going to, like it's a game to him. He wants to get these scrums over with as fast as possible, but still do it without, coming across as just being a word that rhymes with a guitar pick. You know what I mean? That's how Quick does it. It's awesome. Oh, yeah, it rhymes with Quick. It rhymes with Quick. There you go.
Guitar pick. I like that. And of course, a special shout out to South Beach Bruce. He still had the tan going. And I don't think it was a spray on tan either. He spent some time at the beach or the.
You think he's a Speedo guy or like a long beach short guy? What do you think?
More to come on Monday's show. I don't even know how to respond. Is that good? We've got a back-to-back coming up this weekend. We'll recap that and much, much more on Monday's show. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks for all your WTF comments. For my man, Chris Kollick, you all have a great weekend. I'm Tony Kradaska. We'll see you Monday right here on Locked On Golden Knights.